fast car. I wanted to get...
Guys, we're going to look at this experiment of mine. I'm wanting to restrict the low pressure side of the fuel system. We understand the low pressure side is everything from the fuel tank through to the fuel lines, to the fuel filter, through to the injector pump. Once we come to the injector pump, it becomes high pressure, okay? Whatever we do to the low pressure affects the high pressure. So my thinking today is, let's start by restricting the flow, okay? I should have a soft pair of plastic pinch pliers, but unfortunately I don't, so I'll be very careful. But I'm going to pinch the hose, okay, that goes from the fuel line to the fuel filter, okay? That's going to restrict the flow into the injector pump. I believe that's going to affect the actual high pressure, okay? So we don't know until we do this experiment. So we've got our scan tool here. I would like to set that to grafting, and we want both desired and we want actual, okay? Oh, I've got a phone call coming in, that'll have to wait. All right, so let's just go back. Oh, here we go. So on the screen now, because the car's not running, obviously the desired pressure is about 30,000 kPa.
MP.
Oh, yeah, sorry, but 30,000, that 30 kilopascals is 30,000 kPa, okay? And we've got 0, which is natural because it's not running. So first off, let's just start it up. Would you like to start it up, please? And we'll look at what's normal, okay? So have a look at this. All right. So first off, we've got a fairly steady 30,000, okay? kPa or mega. All right, now I'd like you to hold it on, say, 3,000 RPM for 2 seconds. Yes. So we've seen the desired and we see the actual pressure following each other perfectly, okay? Yes. If anything, a whisker higher on the actual, which is pretty good. I would like you to hold it on to do a wide open throttle, but hold it for a bit longer when you're wide open and back off, okay? Yeah, that actually even went higher that time. All right, this time I want you to hold on 3,000 RPM steady for a few minutes. Not minutes, but maybe 20 seconds. Perfect. All right, now would you hold that for me? We're going to do everything again the same, but I'm going to restrict the fuel flow. Give it a few seconds while I restrict it. Hopefully the engine might cut out. So just bear with me. So I'm coming down here onto the inside of the feed into the fuel filter. Just squeeze it a little bit, not too tight to break the pipe. Now, I would like you to start with the wide open throttle. We'll have a look at the difference if there is any. Not much difference. We'll give it a few more seconds for the fuel to, I guess, just let it sit for a while. There's still pressure in the high pressure. Right, we'll try that again, please. I wouldn't expect it to change there. Okay, there's a change now. There's definitely a change now. Try it one more time. The engine hasn't cut out. Yeah, you see a big difference. All right, hold it on the 3,000 RPM now. Turn the engine off. Okay. Leave the ignition on. That's a major difference. Look at that compared to there. So we can see by this how much the low pressure, if there's a restriction in the low pressure, if the fuel filter was blocked, we can see by this test a big difference, can't we? So, you know, definitely the low pressure has to affect the high pressure. We've affected the fuel flow by restricting it, okay? And that fuel flow restriction has shown up and played up on our scan tool by those variations. So that's a good test to do if you suspect you've got a fuel filter blockage, all right? If you see low pressure in the high pressure side, don't jump to conclusions that we've got a definite high pressure problem. We could have a problem on the low pressure side. What I used to do in my workshop, we'd have an auxiliary fuel tank, okay, sometimes, and I would hook that up to the fuel filter, or even bypass the fuel filter in some cases. I'd hook up that and I'd prime up, I'd have a little primer bottle, I'd prime up the system, and I'd run my car, and I have a return line going back into the actual reservoir of my reserve tank, and we would run the car, and we'd do these tests again, and we'd see an improvement. Or we'd go for a rate test, we'd have enough hose to go into the car. We had a drivability problem or an intermittent problem. We have to rule out the low pressure side, and that's one way of doing it. Sometimes we put a clear piece of hose, okay, if we're expecting drain back or we're expecting air in the system, because even air can do this, okay, in the low pressure side. There's so many things that can restrict or upset the high pressure through the low pressure side. So these are things that we can see on our scan tool, but our experience can help us from what we see then to eliminate the probable causes of why we've seen these things, okay? So this is a good test, isn't it? What do you reckon? Have you learned something?
Yeah.
You understand? All right, thank you.